Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our panels. My name is Muhammad Naim Hairi bin Zaharuddin, and together with my partners, Alif Najmi bin Asmullah. And today we will presenting you about the online scamming awareness among the student of UiTM Seremban 3. Next, I will explaining about the research program of the online scamming awareness among the student of UiTM Seremban 3. So, according to the Tracy to 2020, an online transaction is an online payment that needs a password to access it that enables the transfer fund via modern electronic technologies such as cell phones, computers, or any other modern gadgets. The online transaction history was enmarked in 1994, where the first successful and safe online retail transaction was made by the internet shopping network and net market. And the online transaction also has the disadvantages that affect a customer that use it as a payment method. People or customers that use online transaction face a significant risk to be a victim of the scammer. People or customer also need to fill their data in the online transaction to use it and make them as a target of the online scamming. Thus, this study is to aim and to know the factors an individual could be trapped by this online scamming. As for the problem statement, according to No, the first online scamming case has been reported in 2007, where the scamming activities involving around 200,000 victims of the scam around the globe. And in 2009, there are around 3,000 cases, which it indicates 77% of cases increased between these 2 years, between the 2009 and the 2010. According to the Bashi, some cases occur in social media, where a factory worker lost around 40,000 to an online scam. According to the Selepa 2017 had stated that social media could give an overview of the current server problems encountered by the individuals who are directly impacted in the world today. As a result, rising awareness of the topic could have the greatest impact on the social media. Other than that, the reinforcement of combating online scamming could not realize if the political will is absent for the government policy. A policy is formulated, enact by the government, by a governing body, as a theory or action course. So the policy of the government include the motives and reason for doing something. So in these studies, the researchers are interested to investigate the online scamming awareness in the relation of knowledge, social media, and government policies among the students. Moving on to the research objective, we have 3 research objectives that we can find in this research, which is first, to identify the relationship between knowledge and the awareness of the online scamming. Second is to determine the relationship between the social media and the awareness of the online scamming. And third is to examine the relationship between the policies and the awareness of the online scamming. And next, we'll explain about the research question that we have developed in this research, which is the first one is there any relationship between knowledge and the online scamming awareness? And is there any relationship between social media and the awareness of online scamming? And the last one is there any relationship between government policies and the awareness of the online scamming? Moving on to the next point, which is the conceptual framework. In this research, we have 3 independent variables and 1 dependent variables. The independent variables, which is include the knowledge, the social media, and the government policies. And the dependent variable is the online scamming awareness. So, as the first point for the independent variable, which is the knowledge, as for the online scamming issues, it is general that the knowledge that every person should learn and know, as it will have an impact on their social life. By gaining an input about the online scam, society can limit these syndicates' effectiveness by growing awareness and understanding. And the hypothesis of this knowledge is H01, there is no relationship between the knowledge and online scamming. And for the HA1, there is a relationship between knowledge and online scamming. As for the next point of the independent variable, which is social media. The social media is one of the crucial thing to have in the modern era. All people around the world have their account on the social media. According to the Casteller 2010, he stated that the social media could be a place to create awareness. Social media also can overview the current server problems encountered by the individuals who are directly impacted in the world today. So the social media can create awareness about online scamming at an earlier level to make people more alert about the online scamming, and they can avoid themselves to become one of the victims of the online scamming. So the hypothesis in this independent variable is, for the H02, there is no relationship between the social media and online scamming. And for the HA2, there is a relationship between the social media and online scamming. As for the third independent variables, which is the government policy. The government policy play an essential part of creating awareness to prevent the online scam issues. Creating a policies and action will help the public to protect themselves from damaging their daily life fooled by these scammers. So the government of Malaysia creates a collaboration with the local telecommunication companies and bank negaras and urge them to curb the increase in online scamming fraud and tackle these cases rising at an alarming pace in the region. So for this hypothesis of the government policies is H03, there is no relationship between the government policy and online scamming. And the HA3 is there is relationship between the government policies and the online scamming.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Alif Najmi bin Asbullah, and I will explain about the research methodology in this study. For the research design, this study has chosen the quantitative method as the study research design. This is because quantitative can help researcher to create a large amount of data for the generalization of the data to be achieved. For the unit of analysis, this study will be focusing on the factor that influences UiTM Sembantri students' awareness of online scamming. Therefore, individual students will be the unit of analysis in this research. For the sampling technique, this study has chosen to use convenience sampling technique. Convenience sampling is chosen for this study because convenience sampling is efficient, easy to implement, and it is suitable for short study where the researcher want to get the data collection as quickly as possible. In this study, the researcher distribute a survey randomly to the potential respondent in the population. All subjects are invited to participate in this study. Thus, 357 students will be selected from UiTM Seremban 3. For the data measurement scale, this study used ratio scale, ordinal, nominal and interval of the 4 measure scale. This is to identify the online scamming awareness among the students in UiTM Seremban 3. For the sample size of the study, it will be taken through the number of the population of the student in UiTM Seremban 3. Using Crabtree and Morgan table, 357 students from UiTM Seremban 3 are selected to be respondent in this study. For the data collection, there were 5 sections. Section A is demographic, which consists 4 questions regarding the profile of the respondent. Section B, which is about online scamming awareness, consists 5 questions. Section C focus on knowledge, which consists 5 questions. Section D about social media, which consists 5 questions. And last is Section E, where focusing on government policies, which consists 5 questions. Last but not least is data analysis. In this study, descriptive statistics and Pearson correlation have been chosen as a medium for data analysis. So, continue to research finding. In the research finding, there will be the demographic profile. So, first aspect of the demographic profile will be age. For age, 23 and 24 years old and above have same percentage, which is 38.9%, which consists of 88 respondents, while 22 years old and below was 20.4%, which consists of 45 respondents. For gender, male have the highest percentage of respondents, which is 50.2%, while female have 49.8%. For faculty, FSPPP have the highest percentage, which is 57%, and FSKM have the lowest percentage, which is 18.6%. For Part 6 has the highest respondent percentage, which is 37.6%, while Part 1 have the lowest percentage of respondent, which is 4.1%. Next is the main finding of this study. All the objectives that has been stated in this study will be using Pearson correlation to test the data. For the first objective, the result is R value is 0.689 and P value is 0.000. And the hypothesis is hypothesis null 1 has been rejected and hypothesis alternative 1 has been accepted. For the second objective, the result is the R value is 0.58 and the P value is 0.000, and the hypothesis is hypothesis null 2 has been rejected and hypothesis alternative 2 has been accepted. For the third objective, the result is the R value is 0.607 and the P value is 0.000, and the hypothesis is hypothesis null 3 has been rejected and hypothesis alternative 3 has been accepted. So for the research implication, this study will focus on 3 important aspects, which the first aspect is better understanding on online scamming. This finding of this study help in a better understanding to society about online scamming, thus helping MCMC to prevent the issues. With this research, society will be knowing the factors that lead to online scamming. Thus, they will take more vigilant behavior when they are online. This study is also providing readers with how to get information regarding in the online scamming, especially the one that described in the literature review. Second aspect is supporting MCMC and MyCert in raising people awareness. The MCMC will have benefits since they gain lots of important information from the study about online scamming. The MCMC will know how society reacts with the online scamming and analyzing their behavior to help them prevent it. third and last aspect is for providing PDRM and information. The study can provide PDRM with some information about online scamming and the effective way to increase people awareness about online scamming. PDRM could enhance their campaign on online scamming more effectively by understanding the preferred societal medium for seeking information. By that, people awareness about online scamming can be easily increased by PDRM because the study has provided valuable information to PDRM to create a more functioning and effective campaign about online scamming. Okay, for the limitation of the study and future research suggestion, first is the disadvantage of using online survey. The survey has been made using Google Form because of COVID-19 pandemic. However, it has its disadvantage. Online survey did not have human connection with the respondent, where the respondent got the survey invitation online. The probability of the potential respondent to ignore the invitation is high. Thus, the response rate will have a tendency of a low rate. For future research, it is suggested that researchers expand their target respondent. They do not need to focus only one location and one population only. They can use a bigger population to gain the data, and they can lessen their risk if anything happen to their certain population. Researchers also can use such as interview and direct questionnaire to gain a solid and high quality response from the respondent in the future research. So next is limitation of quantitative finding. Quantitative finding will cause the study to have lack of interesting answer and response from the respondent. The quantitative method enable respondent to give their exact answer and opinion about the relationship of knowledge, social media, and government policies toward online scamming awareness. Thus, the researcher collected answer within the variable tested, not beyond it, as what can be achieved through mixed method or qualitative study. To overcome this limitation, the survey and the question can be better answered by the respondent if the researcher use combination method of quantitative method and qualitative method, such as face-to-face interview and direct observation in their collecting their data. For conclusion, this study has given better understanding about the online scamming and how the platforms such as knowledge, social media, and government policies have impacted the student in raising their awareness toward online scamming. At the end of this study, it is found that all the independent variables that have been focusing by the researcher, which is knowledge, social media, and government policies, have been proven as an effective platform in creating students' awareness toward online scamming, where we can see the result of the several tests that have been made by the researcher, all showing that the independent variable have positive relationship with online scamming awareness. That's all from us. Thank you very much.